Hello and welcome to Flashback, the games you loved, the stories you forgot. This is episode 19, and this week we're in June 2010. I'm RGT, and as always, I am joined by the man who loves to revive a Mega Drive. He's a bruiser when he's in Yakuza, and he loves a solo on Halo. That's UCP George. How you doing, George?
We're on Flashback, so I won't make any solo jokes. But I'm doing well.
Good.
I'm doing well. I'm pumped up, fired up, and ready to rip in to 2010 like a fevered young man that I was. Hot and fresh, bubbly on the consoles of the time, excited by the promise, enthralled by the slew of games that seemed to arrive like raindrops on a spring day.
Wow. Yeah, it's also 2010 as well. You'd think that 7th gen was sort of singing Berlin, so the games were coming out were, real good quality games, which by the lists here, there's some good ones that came out here. Some really good games. Although not a packed list, there's still some good ones on there. But yeah, well, let's jump into what we would have probably been playing in May/June 2010. What do you want to start with, George? I'll let you go first.
First thing that activates my nascent cell. Tell you what. I mean, it's a bit obvious, so I'm going to pick this one. Alan Wake. I want to talk for a moment about that. I had a 360 at the time. Alan Wake came along. Real cool look, premise, everything, to be fair. And at the time, it was a looker of a game.
Oh, God, yeah.
And from the minute that game started and you kind of rolled in and the credits came up as you went into the beach, under the bridge, into that sort of small town Americana, the lines between like reality and fiction blurred. The soundtrack was incredible. The episodic chop up of it was great. I've enjoyed it on recent replays. A, the original, and then B, the remaster, and B, whatever else we got after that. I still like the game. I like the story. I don't think it maybe holds up under modern scrutiny as much, but Alan Wake, a really cool game, a really cool franchise. I didn't enjoy 2 as much. I didn't really feel like there was much need for it, but a little bit like Twin Peaks, it was nice to revisit it after a while.
I mean, a lot of years. When did the second one come out? 24, was it? About 2024, something like that?
Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah.
So, you're looking 14 years after the original, so it's a bit of a gap.
It
a
is.
Long gap,
we did get the remaster dropped on us prior to the release of Alan Wake 2. The bifurcation of the story made me feel a bit less interested in it. That, although obviously that's a plot point that moves the narrative along, it wasn't really working for me. I didn't really feel the other character. I felt like the jigsaw puzzle arrangements of the evidence was a good idea, but it didn't really implement very well. But generally, let's get back to the mission. Let's get back to 2010 RGT, where we are right now. And Alan Wake is a game that I would have been enjoying and still enjoy and remember in a nice way. What's your mileage with it? Because you were probably deeply entrenched in the Sony camp at the time. So you probably looked over at Alan Wake a little bit envious.
Exactly what I was going to say. You always know a good game. And I'd gone from PS2 to PS3, had a few friends who had 360s. And then one of them picked Alan Wake up and I played for a little bit with him and just thought, do you know what? That's an exclusive worth buying a 360 for. When you look across at the
Mate,
other
the 360 had
think,
every exclusive you could imagine.
Great
that was it popped up. It would get Gears quite quick. Obviously, we had PGR and another slew of launch games, exclusives, maybe. And then obviously by now we're getting Alan Wake and other games, Viva Pinata, blah, 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 Fable 2, Fable 3. Obviously the appearance of the Kinect. They had a lot of things going on there. They successfully managed a slew of well thought of games on the Halo franchise and Gears of War. They had a lot of things going on. They had some good franchises there that still carry weight to this day. I think the
Yeah.
360 did a lot of heavy lifting for
A lot of
Microsoft.
variety as well, from your first person shooters to your third
Mm,
person story narrative shooters to like Alan Wake, almost a survival horror. There's so many different games they had.
100%.
Yeah, and yeah, it's like
And don't
later.
forget, they went across to Japan and signed up some exclusive,
Hmm.
console exclusive JRPGs
Mm,
specifically for the 360 in a bid
mm,
to help crack the Japanese market, but also to give European and American English speaking audiences the games they thought they might be missing by having a 360.
mm.
So they were giving it a damn good go.
Yeah, they're all
Um,
in. They were definitely
yeah,
all in on it,
yeah,
and
they give it a good effort, mate.
I always
Um,
say now that this Generation 7 is, I know we're doing this on UCP as well, our Generation 7 playthrough, where we pick games to play, on sort of just over a monthly basis. But you look at these systems, and even if you pick up a 360 or a PS3 nowadays, there's a slew of games you can play exclusively for those consoles that are still dirt cheap. You can buy a console and a library for not too much money, and you've got months of game in there, And Alan Wake was one that really, really sung on the 360, and definitely one worth picking up today. Like you say, it looked good for the time.
oh,
Um,
absolutely.
I'm going to jump in first of all with Split Second. I don't know if you've ever
Mm.
played Split Second, George.
I was aware of it, as I always say. Certain games commanded quite a large back of magazines at the time, and Split Second certainly had its share of magazine penetration.
Mm.
But it's not a game I think I've ever played, RGT, so please enlighten me. I presume it's some sort of car racing game.
Yes, car racing. This was a time where there was quite a lot of car racing games out and about, and a lot of them are very good, but they had to do things, a bit different. Um, and Split Second was one where it was like a almost like a vehicle version of the Running Man. You would compete in these races, and then you could activate when you built your meter up from drifting and bits and pieces. You could activate things ahead of the drivers in front of you, like scenery to fall over or a
I know this game,
yeah, yeah,
yes.
and it's and like I say, there was a slew of these racing games out at the time, so
It's
everyone
like
was
an
trying.
automotive murder game.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was just that it was that, big dramatic sort of movie style, like a plane would come and you could blow the plane up, tap the guy out in
Mm.
front of you, carry on racing.
I remember
So
pipes at a port or like big
yeah.
concrete cylinders coming at you or something like that. This game, I think, was on a lot of demo discs.
Mm, yeah, 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 definitely. I think did they do a PSP version of this? I can't remember.
I wouldn't want to put my name to that
Can't
RGT, I tell
remember,
you
but
that
anyway, let
now.
us know. Questions at unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com. Let us know if there was a PSP version. But yeah, I remember just like I say, I used to play a lot of racing games then. So it was nice to have games that had that unique stance or something that bit different. And I remember when I first sort of played the first race on this, got to the end and thought, my God, that's hectic. That is going on with people trying to stop you and dropping things on you and bits and pieces. Um, so yeah, it's a good game. And like I say, if you like your racing games and want something a bit different, definitely have a look at Split Second. Um, I'll jump in actually with starting with another racing game. I think I had this as a hidden gem over on the Unofficial Controller podcast, and that is Blur. If anyone's ever played Blur, another racing game. This is like a bigger boys Mario Kart. So that's
Made by
like,
Bizarre Creations off the
mm,
back of their PGR
mm,
exit, I believe. They went multi-format, if memory serves, and
yeah,
built Blur.
yeah,
So it's got a bit of credibility.
yeah. It
Um,
still looks very good. The car models are
well,
superb.
mate, and we were talking from the Bizarre Creations boys. I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah,
they'd just done all that heavy lifting on 360s PGR4.
yeah.
Um, it's not a game that's stuck in anyone's memory, though, bar, say, like me or you. You wouldn't see a casual walk through a store and go, oh, look out, there's Blur,
I
and
know.
get all revved up about it.
I can see why they done it as well because having you had licensed cars in this. You had your AMGs, you have your Ford GTs, your Focus STs. There was loads of cars in here, not a massive load, but there was a load of cars in here to
Hmm.
change Ferrari up. And then it looks very pretty. You do your racing, but on the back you had this sort of hologram looking and show what power you had to take the other one down. I always remember I used to hate it when you're racing and someone behind you had like the EMP. They'd cut your car electricity out, the lights would flash and that'd chug along, and then you'd have to catch up. And
Well,
but
this was a
really addictive
combination.
game.
If you follow Bizarre Creations, this was a combination of a few ideas they were kicking around. If you remember the club,
Yeah, yeah,
that was a kind of a take on a shooter game, arcade shooter game, and then obviously they combined a little bit of that thinking and their PGR knowledge to try and create Blur.
mm.
I really think they'd have been better off making a multi-format PGR, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, probably. Because I remember this was Blur was a big budget at the time. It was, and you can see why. Like I say, you go back now, and even when you look at the car models, you are like, "Oof, this is a pretty game for the era."
Yeah.
But it launched in a time when there was a lot of car games coming
Oh, I
out.
don't want to be controversial, mate, but this game killed the studio.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, I can quite imagine
And
because I
it's not a
don't.
bad game. So it's one of those
No,
moments
not
where
at
the
all.
logic makes no sense, but I think you're right. There was an oversaturation.
Mm,
I think PGR probably benefited from the exclusivity bump as well. It had a lot of Microsoft money in it. Obviously couldn't fail. It was marketed with the console. It was the game to have
mm,
alongside Forza. Obviously, as Forza took up, PGR's dominance kind of waned down a little bit,
yeah,
which caused them to exit and have a go at Blur. I think it's a shame. If you trace Bizarre Creations back, I mean, they're the ones that are making. They made the F1 game for
mm,
Sony, which sold extremely well. I loved that game when it first came out. They made two or three games there, and then Sega got a little bit angry because they thought they were the Formula One guys. So they tapped them on the shoulder and discreetly asked them to come across and make a game for them, which turned out to be Metropolis Street Racer. Yada, 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 PGR, Xbox, blah, blah, blah. The rest is history.
mm.
I think a shame a studio, but then again, studios with much more prestige have been thrown in the bin between Dawn of Time and now. So, maybe it's only my own personal nostalgia for that pumpkin-headed, broomstick-riding son of a gun that was their logo.
Yeah, yeah. What else are you going to pick out here then, George?
Um, well, I can't leave it unsaid that Red Dead Redemption came out on May the 18th, 2010, which is
Mm,
obviously the month prior to the month we're talking about. But when we talk about games that we would have been playing, this would
mm.
definitely have been in the disc drive,
Without a doubt.
having a massive rotation. I noticed now that May the 18th, correction, 2010, that it launched on the same day as Alan Wake, which was incredibly brave from Alan Wake, but whatever. Red,
Red, red.
Red, Red Dead Redemption, my good friend, is obviously a classic. It doesn't need announcing. Little did we know at the time that it was a sequel to a game that we were yet to play. Holds up on its own. I think
Yeah.
especially post Red Dead Redemption 2, I think the stripped back sort of raw kind of chase the narrative is actually it makes actually quite a bit of sense. If you finish 2, the credits pretty much lead you into the start of Red Dead Redemption without revealing
Mm.
too much for a couple of decade-old games or more. But Red what the hell? Red Dead Redemption is uh, a game that will always mean a lot to me. I particularly like the opening chapters where you're kind of corralling cattle around and working on the farm, but it plays into a wonderful story. One of my best gaming moments was crossing the river into Mexico and New Mexico, whatever it is, and a song plays. And it was just one of those moments in the game that I'd never really experienced before, where the mood and the moment and the setting and the song and the length of the song, the distance of the ride, it all just played in perfectly, and it just got the tingles up on the back of your neck. They had a go at something similar in Red Dead 2, and I think for the most part they got away with it. Because obviously these games aren't filled with sang music as a
Mm.
GTA or anything like that. They're more orchestral. So when you do hear a sung note and it resonates and it's the right thing at the right moment, and the guitar was just right, clip of the horse's hooves. It was pure gaming
Mm,
excellence.
yeah.
I mean, I've played this first game through, God, two, three, four times maybe
Mm.
now. I'm not really sure. And I mean, the end, it does feel a bit awkward now, especially compared to its sequel. But like I say, that ending is great. And RGT, what's your mileage with Red Dead?
I first heard about Red Dead through Bald Border, one of our supporters over on Unofficial Controller podcast. This is his favourite game of all time. Um,
A man of class and
mm,
elegance, and the only man that can execute the Floss 360.
exactly. If you want to know what that is, head over to the Unofficial Controller podcast. Uh,
We're gonna have to put that picture up.
yeah, without a doubt. He, I think he read about it in a magazine, I believe, and he came out and said, "Oh, this was a year previous. Rockstar are doing a Western." I was like, "Western?" He's like, "Yeah, it's like going to be like GTA in a Western era." I was like, "All right." So we kept tabs on it. Game come out. We both bought it. We were both blown away by it. Both had a separate playthroughs and played, and he loved it so much. We then played Undead Nightmare. We played through that as
Mm,
well. Loved that, and he was like, "Right, should we get on the online? Let's play online." And we did, and we put a lot of hours online
really?
doing the undead hordes we done together. We didn't so much do the public servers, we done the private servers. But
It's
we
what I
done
expect
missions
from
together.
you. It's
Yeah.
what I'd expect from you.
So we done like the riverboat one where you go down, you have to shoot them all and see, if you can get all the enemies killed before you get to the dock. All those sort of missions to mines. There's,
Did it have a
online
free
missions.
roam Red Dead one?
Yeah, yeah,
Did
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. It had a lot of public ones you could go, but it was a bit gun ho in there. You'd
Could you do a
spawn in.
private free roam, just you and your mate moseying through?
Oh, yes, I think you could, yeah, because we had we had a friend. I've probably said this on the UCP before, but we had a friend who wanted to join us.
Exclusive.
Yeah, so we had a mate who wanted to join us, and he was like, yeah, yeah, I love Red Dead, I love Red Dead. We said, all right, we'll meet you down at the castle. There's that castle in sort of a valley bit. And we'll meet there. We both got on a cannon each. He come over the hill on. We saw him in the distance. He come over the hill on his horse. Boof, took him with a cannon. He was like, "Oh, don't shoot me! I'm coming." Okay, okay. So anyway, he'd come a bit closer. Boof, got him again. We kept doing it, and eventually we was like, right, if you don't want to get shot with a cannon coming in the castle, you've got to run up that hill, dance on the spot, keep running around in circles. Right, I've done it now. Can I come in? Boof, shot him with a cannon. And it was just stupid fun like that we done. And
Wow.
I think I've said this on the UCP as well. Bald Border was he got into playing the public service online. He'd play till 3 in the morning, before work as well. And he got friendly with an American guy in there, and they used to go off and do missions together. It was brilliant. And he once went on the online section, spawned in, guy there, best horse, best guns, everything. Shot him as soon as he spawned in. So he spawned in again. Guy come and got him, shot him again. Anyway, Ball Border's not one for giving up. So he's like, no, I'm gonna beat him. So after about 5 times this guy doing this, he quickly ran off, got his horse, ran into Blackwater on his horse. This guy's going mental on his headset, because he spent 1,000 hours probably in his mum's basement getting enough to get this horse. And then Ball Border waited in Blackwater with the horse. Um, and then as the guy then managed to find another horse and ride in, he shot his horse.
Did I ever tell you about the time I was playing Red Dead 1?
Oh, what? When you'd played 1,000 hours and got that really good horse?
Yeah, I
Well,
rode
this
him
guy was
seven.
apparently going to fly over from America and sort him out, but that obviously
That's what
never
I always
happened.
used to say to people. Made it more
Yeah,
scared if they thought I was a Yank.
yeah, good idea. But yes, Red Dead was brilliant. Again, like I always say with games, it's about atmosphere. And I remember once I was doing where you're collecting the herbs. I was out in the fields collecting the herbs, and I just stopped and stood, and the wind was blowing. There was a few birds chirping as they went along, and I just thought, oh, they got this so good. And then you ride into a little village or a little settlement, and then there's a little bit of music in the background,
Mm.
just playing. I just thought they've nailed this, absolutely nailed it. And then, like I say, as soon as Undead Nightmare come out, jumped on and played that. Rockstar were good for releasing disc DLCs at the time with
Mm.
GTA 4s and Red Dead, and yeah, brilliant game. Definitely deserved the re-release. I mean, I have recently. tried the one on the PS5 that we got for free. Looks very, very good. Looks stunning, actually. So it holds up quite well. I know what you're saying. You said before it feels a bit empty now once you've played Red Dead 2 and you
Mm.
go back. But for a game of the year,
I think though, I said that in my ramble. I think on reflection, I do think that focuses you on the narrative. So when you
yes,
bumped off two with after 300 hours or whatever, and it's just like this one shot revenge mission, which you can pretty much blitz quite quickly if you just focus on story. It's
mm,
got some great moments and it just kind of signs it off as a signature piece after the prologue or two
yeah,
or epilogue. So yeah, a nice
mm,
conclusive piece. I don't know where three goes, but if that were to ever happen, I do believe it's been kind of sort of half insinuated, but God knows.
mm.
Shall I have another one, or is it your turn? It's your turn.
I've one I was going to pick out here. This is one actually. Gazcom has picked up recently on our Discord, unofficial Troller podcast Discord, and this is one I've played through recently, and that's Singularity on the PS3. Um, really enjoyed this game. That's another one that's now creeping up. I didn't pay much for it. I think Gazcom's, as of recording this, paid £8 for it, but it's got that um, almost sort of Bioshock sort of first person shooter feel to it, but more military style. America and Russia and that sort of thing. I quite enjoyed that. Bit of a time travel sort of theory to it. Really good game. Not too long. But not, like I say, not many people talk about Singularity,
No,
Activision game.
I'll be honest. I think I've even got it. It's always
Definitely
been on
worth a
my
play.
it's been on my list of games to chuck in for a while. It's one of those
Yeah,
rainy day games that I always kind of save,
definitely.
knowing it's all right that I can.
Mm,
I want to experience something new. Boom, bing, chung, bunk, dung. I'm on it.
yeah,
Bing,
yeah.
bang, dung. I did another Trump. I'm sorry. I don't mean an exhaust gas either. I mean the American president. Bing, bang, bong, dung. It's done.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
What
was
else
trying
have
to
you?
see it on the screen, but I can't find it now. So I remember the box art kind of jumping out at me at the first time I scrolled through the list, but now
Yeah,
it's gone. Oh, there it is, of
yeah, I definitely
course.
recommend it for how much it is. And like I say, I don't, you just don't see anyone talk about it on any lists of sort of FPS games and all that. It
I think
plays
it's got to
well. It's
be in
good
your Gen
story.
7 library.
Yeah, I think so. I had a great time with it, played through, and that really enjoyed it. But yeah, it's definitely worth a look. What else are you going for then, George?
I mean, I've got so many to pick and talk about. I want to shout out Transformers Cybertron Adventures.
Mm.
I this box art, I thought it was Rise of Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, but this Cybertron Adventures, I don't really. The box art that you've delivered to me here is looks like the box art from the game I love and remember, but
Mm.
that's probably some sort of mobile game, so we won't talk about that. So
Mm.
that's a shame. Um, I want to talk about Alpha Protocol then. I'm going to talk about Alpha Protocol because it's a game I didn't know about. Well, actually, rewind, stop. It's a game I did know about. It's by Obsidian. You know who they are. You don't need me
Oh, I
to
didn't
explain.
realise Obsidian made this.
Oh, yes, mate.
Ah,
And at the
I think I
time,
got this 360, I
yeah,
believe. I think.
it was pumped and primed, I do believe, if memory serves, to be a 360 exclusive. It was lined
Ah,
up.
okay.
It had loads of deep previews, talk about the multiple dialogue trees, about how the different ways you could play it, about how they were, really going to make you feel like a spy. And the previews and pre-footage and interviews that I remember consuming avidly made me feel like this was going to be an absolute banger of a game. Was it made by Obsidian RGT? Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't actually looking at
Oh, I
that.
thought you were.
Yeah, I
Give it a
will do
Google
though.
just to make
Yeah,
sure.
carry on.
Um, and I remember this being a hot ticket, had a load of hype behind it. It was pumped. It was going to be their first kind of primarily solo developed game that wasn't kind of spinning off someone else's, if memory serves, or for the first time in a long time. They were quite excited by it. A lot of studios, console manufacturers and PCs and all that sort of stuff were excited by its presence as well. Unfortunately, the promise did not deliver in terms of its critical assessment, and that led to a rather shocking sales performance, which led to this game kind of being buried and left as a footnote, as a gaming peculiarity.
I've never
Some
played it.
some years later, a gentleman like yourself decides that he's going to go all in on Alpha Protocol and become the out and out industry guru, full stop, end of story, knowledge bank about Alpha Protocol. He was going to play it and give a real critical assessment of what his thoughts were. Now, if you want to find that, you're going to have to go deep into the UCP back catalogue, but it's there somewhere if you want my nascent thoughts. But this game is a broken, buggy, janky mess of a game,
oh, really?
but it plays so well.
Really?
No one else would say this. No one else would think this. No one else would even consider this. But to me, Alpha Protocol is worth the pain. It's worth every single little bit of the pain. The high, and I mean, it is schlocky though. Don't go in there expecting a Metal Gear Solid masterpiece. You'll come out feeling bummed out. But after a particularly interesting set of missions, which I think you can kind of take in any order, the multiple bouncing scenarios and multiple dialogue trees do make for an interesting premise, not delivered in particularly a stylistic way. But after all that, when you have a shootout in a person's personal disco to turn up the radio with some Polish guy. Got to admit, that was a gaming highlight for me. I was laughing my head off. I don't think it was meant to be funny, but my God, it was hilarious. Add in a bit of Nolan North as well as one of the voice characters. I think he appears later on as a boat driver for you, maybe a CIA operative or some other drivel like that. Yeah, there's a lot of fun to be had in here. And do you know what? Last time I was in CEX, it was £1. And it's been £1 for about the last decade. I'd imagine if you want to go into your local GameStop, it's $1 or a buck a time as well. A wonderful curio of a
Did
lost
they
time
do
in
some more
gaming.
of these as well? Did they do a two and a three? Did they, or was it just the one they done?
I not that I'm aware of, mate. Because
Oh,
if they
okay.
did, I'd have got them and I'd have played them. I believe it's just this one and done. I think they probably could have refined the scenario a little bit more. Whether they were PC only games or what, I don't know. But I
Hmm.
think it was Alpha Protocol and Alpha Protocol only.
Oh, okay, yeah. I might
There's
be
lots of
thinking of
in
Lost
there.
Planet.
I kind of, yeah, mate. For a quid, knock yourself out. It's not
Hmm.
exactly the 20 bucks I paid for Seven Sins now, is it?
Hmm. Well, there you go.
But no, Alpha Protocol, mate. Don't. What I'm saying to you is, don't expect to be great. Don't think, oh yeah, this is amazing. This is going to be the greatest game ever made. I'm going to feel like I'm going to. You're going to go through it. You're going to laugh and get super frustrated. But at the end of it, if you can stick through it, you'll have a wry smile.
Yeah,
You will.
if you can enjoy a game, even if it's not meant to be intended, you have an enjoyment, aren't you? That's the main thing.
Oh yeah.
Um, so that's Alpha Protocol. I'm going to go with a little game I played on PS3 again through Board Borders recommendation. That's Naughty Bear. I don't know if you've ever
Mm.
played Naughty Bear.
I
Um,
haven't, but again, it was
it's
everywhere. Ah,
yeah,
now War for Cybertron's come up on my screen, so we will talk about that when I next get my moment. Naughty Bear, mate, I remember being graphically pretty impressive.
it
I remember it
was.
being well liked. It was a bit edgy graphically. It got advertised everywhere as well, but for some reason even to this day I'll check the library after, but even to this day I don't think I've ever picked it up.
Yeah, it's a bit of a niche one that people sort of have in their collections now. And if you haven't heard of Naughty Bear, it's basically sort of a fantasy fairyland world where you are a bear, but you're a bit of a rough bear. You've got a bit of a torn ear and a few stitches. And the other bears have a birthday party. And you think, oh, this sounds like a child's game. But you don't get invited. They don't want you there because they don't like you. Like I say, you're a bit of a rough looking bear. You're not looking great. So how you deal with this is not being having the invite to the party is you go around and murder the other bears that haven't invited you or done you wrong. And you do various ways of killing these bears. Um, which it sounds mad because it's just like a psychotic bear in a fairyland world. But we had a laugh playing this. It's just hilarious because it's just,
Sounds good.
yeah, it is a good game. I mean, it's probably a bit janky nowadays, but just for, I like it when studios have a, just do a completely new IP, something different, and just go for it. And yeah, this was it, and I think, I don't know whether this I started to think that I thought this was getting a bit collectible. Um, I'm not sure if it is, but
What is it, 15 quid? That would mark a collectible PS3 game in my eyes.
yeah, 15 quid. It's also on 360. It's
Do you
12
know
quid,
what?
360.
I need to get out more,
Mm, definitely.
don't I?
Yeah, the sunlight will hurt you though when you walk out that door. Uh, yeah, at the
I
cellar.
watched Curse of the Demeter last night. Had an absolutely wonderful time with that film. Really. I don't know
Well,
why I'm laughing. I found it hilarious. It's not even meant to be.
but then you found Alpha Protocol hilarious as
I
well. I
know.
don't think that's meant to be.
No. Here's
Um,
my next one then. I kind of. Oh, are you still going?
no, no, I was about to say, on to you.
Oh, okay. I teased it. Obviously, that was probably some sort of mobile game or some sort of promo game for this game because this is Transformers War for Cybertron. There's two games, right? War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron. I think this is the first one, War for Cybertron. I absolutely loved these games. I loved them at the time. I played them through again with my son. Um, they're so good. They're
Mm,
basically Gears clones, for want of a better word, but you're a
mm.
Transformer, so you can switch to car. You don't really, if I'm honest with you, but it doesn't matter because you're on Cybertron and everyone's got like their Cybertronian seeker modes, so Star Scream's a triangle, you know what I'm talking about. G1 style, baby. This game literally appealed to every single thing I needed it to.
Is this
It
one I
ticked
played at yours?
every, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's very good game. Very good game. Plays
That would look
really
good on
well.
your TV
Mm,
with a boost.
yeah, yeah.
Looks good on mine, au natural, just running on PS3 stock. Maybe add an SSD in there. I can't remember. I did. So slightly upgraded PS3, but nothing too crazy. And
Oof, it's a bit
this game,
expensive.
is it expensive now?
Yeah, £40.
I tell you what, quality is recognized because I don't think that had a limited print run at all, but I think it's a game that you have to play if you
Mm,
like Transformers, and especially if you grew up with Transformers, to see, you know, your classics from that first 20-minute cartoon you saw as a kid in their OG forms. Oh God, this is good.
mm,
The sequel's got loads of nods in it. I think in one moment you see Omega Supreme. I think Metroplex is kicking around at one point in time. Dinobots are in there, if memory serves. It's great fun.
mm.
It really is. And I think you may play both sides of the fence as well. So equally you play Autobot and Decepticon story. Um, I loved it. I think if you just want a mindless shooter that's got a bit of nostalgia in for your childhood, and let's face it, is nostalgic itself now, seeing as it came out in 2010, and
Yeah.
it's time of recording this. Hello to you if you're listening in 2050, but right now it's 2026. Um, Transformers War for Cybertron, mate, great game. I implore everyone to get it, although I'm a bit nervous now because $40 is a high price for entry. What console was that on?
PS3.
How much is it on Xbox 360?
Let me just have
Tenner?
a quick look. Bear with me. Bear with me. Uh, I didn't realize that came out on Xbox 360, to be honest.
Mm, that's why I played it first.
38.
Oh,
So,
bloody hell. So I recommend picking it up on there for some reason if you want to save yourself a Greg's sausage roll um, for the way
the
home.
currency of the UK.
Yeah, just to power your walk home with it, I suppose, or to the car or whatever.
Mm, yeah,
Maybe look
but
on eBay, see if you can grab
it
it in
is
a
a
deal.
cracking game. It is
It
an
is great.
absolutely
The
cracking
production
game.
values of that game are second to none for a seventh gen game. And again, the seventh gen RGT proving to be quite a hotbed of stuff. Just give a shout out to Earthworm Jim HD, which I think was repackaged as part of an Xbox 360 arcade offer. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker on PSP is an absolutely cracking game. If you've never played that on the PSP, it's available on several sort of collections and is due on the incoming Metal Gear Solid 2 Ultimate 2 collection or whatever that's going to be called. So if you haven't played it, pick it up, play it.
Mm,
If you've got a PSP, you probably want to get into that because
mm.
it is it makes the PSP sing the sweetest of graphical
Yeah, I
songs.
watched something the other day on some Metal Gear Solid that was just in the background. And I sort of looked up and thought, oh, that looks a good PS2 game. That looks awesome.
Yeah, I
Then they come
think
up,
the
then
P.
they come up and said Peace Walk, and I thought, oh, it's on the PSP. That looks stunning on a
Yeah,
PSP.
well, it got often in those videos they are showing you like the PS3 kind of soft remaster on
Mm,
the MGS classic. See, MGS had a few collections along the
mm.
years, and this has been bundled up in that along the way. I think it even got a port to Vita as well. So yeah, I think if you
Yeah, I
get the
believe it did
MGS one and
actually.
two
Yeah.
collection on Vita, you get Peace Walker there. Peace
Mm,
Walker obviously on PSP originally, bundled in with the collection on PS3 and I think maybe 360 unless it was an exclusive. Um, Pretty
mm.
much available everywhere now. If you have a little look around, you won't be disappointed. It's a fun game. I think it might be it really used the Fulton Ops collection balloon or whatever it was called to its maximum. That one. So you recruit soldiers by putting the balloons on their back. So it's you building
Ah,
the base. The oil rig base. I've thought about it now, so the names elude me. Message in the comments. Put it on the YouTube if you got this far. Big Shell is it? Something like that. Anyway. Um, yes, George. Tick. Something like that. And you're recruiting people to build this up. So obviously, in a later game, you come back, and obviously, it's the opposite side of the story. And
mm.
yeah, it's interesting, mate. I think that people who enjoy that, they need to look it out. Especially I've probably recommended a 60 quid game, but not if you find it cheap slop hanging out the back of a
Mm.
collection or something. Wanted
Oh,
to. Oh, what have you got? Another one? Go for it.
yeah. No, I was just gonna give a shout out. Skate 3. That was up May the 11th, 2010.
Yeah,
What more can I
absolutely.
say about skate games? They just got better as they went along. Fantastic games. I know the other ones looming coming out. I think it might be it's out in a lot of betas and bits and pieces. I think well I did. I don't remember if you did. We got asked to do the testing on that. Few days of testing on, but I couldn't make it work with work. But yes, the Skate 4. But I keep seeing clips and bits and pieces. It seems they've gone a bit extreme on Skate 4, but let's hope it's still got that essence of those skate games because Skate
No,
3
well,
was
I've seen some
fantastic.
clips. I think they've gone extreme if you put your character on a roof, but I don't think you can you can't grind up there. I think
Mm.
is
Oh yeah, yeah,
my
yeah. I
point.
think
Yeah, so
then there
it
must
is
be.
extreme,
Mm.
but caveat, yeah, he didn't grind up a telegraph pole to get there. He probably had
No.
to walk up the stairs of the building. So,
Yeah.
um,
So
Lost Planet 2, continuation of an interesting franchise.
yeah, I never played those games. I keep meaning to get on and
I
play
keep
those
meaning to. It's my winter game. I keep,
because that's the one maybe I was thinking of over Protocols. I think there's three Lost Planets, isn't there?
that Lost Planet trilogy will be the game I save for the winter right up until I die. And I'll be on my deathbed. I never got Lost Planet trilogy in. Don't take me now, Grim Reaper. I'll do a deal with you.
Wheel in the telly.
Give me till next winter so I can play with snow on the ground. Um, I wanted to. We can't leave. Obviously, Super Mario Galaxy 2 popping out on May the 23rd, 2010. Got to be said again, another continuation of a good franchise. I played the first game, not played the second one, but recently it got a re-release on the Mario Galaxy pack, didn't it?
Mm.
So I don't know how many times you're going to release Mario Galaxy 1, but as you please, Nintendo. Um,
Even a movie now.
Is there anything else on here that I think deserves a mention? I said to you all the way in APB, I remember this game kind of being everywhere, being hailed as a GTA killer. It was going to do this, it was going to do that, it was going to single-handedly solve world hunger and all this other stuff, and came out on PC in 2010 with the threatened launch of maybe with 360 exclusivity. I can't quite remember, but it was certainly causing quite contention. People getting irate, and the game launched. It was absolute garbage.
Yeah,
Went in
it's
the
weird
bin.
because it came out in 2010 and a lot we were talking about off air. And then 2016, 6 years later, it comes out in a 360. And then 2017, it came out on not 360, sorry, Xbox One. And then 2017, it came out on PS4. And you're like,
So
that's a.
maybe that was honouring the Xbox exclusivity deal that they'd signed
Mm,
in 2010 when it
yeah,
finally got
well,
to
probably signed it
console.
in 2008 or something. I
12
don't
months
know.
console exclusivity. Look, I don't know. I remember it being a bit of a toxic mess. If you remember anything about APB, All Points Bulletin, and the furore surrounding it, seems to have dimmed enough from my mind where I'm not actively angry about it. But
Mm.
yeah, there you go. Probably on the way out the door, RGT. Got to shout out the Lego Harry Potter games.
Yeah,
This one is specifically is 1 to 4, but
great little games, and
yeah, a game that, probably does well from the Lego franchise attached to it. Whoever thought Star Wars would do well out of it, but Lego Harry Potter seemed to be
mm,
the marketing dream straight from heaven. So,
yeah,
I mean, if you want a consistent Harry Potter universe to play through the Harry Potter years with, might be the only place.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Now, good little games, typical Lego games, but good. They always, whatever franchise they do, they always seem to capture the essence of that franchise with the little bits and pieces, little bits of fan lore and
Yeah,
that.
because we
So
got the Lucasfilm ones, didn't we, originally? We got Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and then we kind of started
Jurassic
segueing into
Park,
other
didn't we?
things, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a good time, but
Mm.
I think the franchise got a little bit run dry over time.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But yeah, so that's what we would have been planned. Let us know, like I say, questions at unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com if there's any games you would have been playing or we hadn't spoke about or what you were doing in June 2010 or what you were playing
What were
on your
you doing in
360 or
June 2010?
playing Red Dead Online most nights, I suspect.
Absolutely bullying someone who just wanted to be included.
No, well, yeah, a little bit. Um, but well, yeah, I went back to it and played it again a lot of years later because the servers were still going at the time. So sort of, 2015, 16 was playing it again online. That was still going. So,
Bullying people.
oh God, yeah. No, not at all. We just played the private missions. It's great fun. The undead, the ones on the chapel where you used to have to shoot all the hordes of zombies coming in was so much fun. Brilliant game. Um, Right, well, that leads us into the news. We've scoured the very darkest back pages of the game and mags and even delved deep into the interweb to bring you what was the latest stories in June 2010. First up from Eurogamer.
Mm.
Molyneux. Demos are horrible. Fable free episodes detailed. Um, Over on Eurogamer, Wesley Yin Poole. Peter Molyneux has labelled demos a horrible concept and revealed plans to release upcoming action RPG Fable 3 as a series of downloadable episodes. Soon after the retail
All
launch,
right, Pete.
yeah, soon after retail launch, we're doing episodic, he said at the Game Horizon conference in Gateshead and reported by sister site gamesindustry.biz. We break it down in chapters. We give away the first chapter entirely free. The first hour, yeah, it's not the first chapter. When you reach a certain point in the game, it says, "Thank you for playing the pilot of Fable 3. Do you want to spend an extra 2 to 5 or whatever dollars to buy the next episode or buy the whole lot? Press yes, and you will immediately continue playing." It supports this freemium idea, he added. It gets around this horrible concept of demos. Anyone out there who thinks a demo is a good idea is crazy. It's never a good idea because demos are usually done at the end of a game and they require an enormous amount of design talent to make a demo. The other thing is you're more likely to satisfyingly the curiosity of a user rather than entice them to play more. Molyneux insisted selling Fable 3 in downloadable chunks as well as retail will help achieve the target sales of 5 million and generate a whopping 150 million in profit. We are driving to sell more than 5 million units and to make a profit in excess of 150 million. We have to do that because if a franchise doesn't reach that level, it'll never will wither. We've seen this approach before, of course. 9 months after release of Fable 2, Microsoft sold the game in downloadable episodes on Xbox Live. Apparently, the first episode was downloaded 1.6 million times, and as a whole, the episodes earned 15 million. Fable 3 will be released on the 26th of October simultaneously for PC and Xbox 360. Yes, the wonderful Peter Molyneux again. Now, not being a 360 user at the time, did this come out as episodic downloadable chunks or did this
I
just
had to
come out as
check
a.
because I was convinced 3 didn't, and it
Yeah,
didn't.
no, it
Not at
didn't.
all. I did check. 2 was, as reported in the
Yeah.
article. I never experienced that, but then again, I did rock up and pay full price for this at launch midnight, and then brought it home and played it. So
See, I found
the
this
idea of
unusual.
buying it episodically wasn't even on my radar.
Mm. I found it unusual that Peter Molyneux would come out with the untruths. I mean,
Listen, I will say one thing: building a kind of vertical slice of your game for E3 or for a demo or for a post-sale demo is particularly time consuming. You need to, let's focus on an E3 one, for example. You need to be able to give people an idea of what the game is about. You need to give them an idea of all the all the combat tropes. You need to give them an idea of the traversal tropes. You kind of build a fake level based within your levels that really showcases what you're doing. It may be an expansion or a reduction of a set piece or a section of a level you've already got constructed. It may bolt in later game weapons to prove a point about the gameplay. Building one for a user, we've all seen them. Magazines used to hawk them out all over the place, and during the formative years of Xbox Live, you could download a demo left, right, and Chelsea. Yes, you could. Um, they are nice. They do give you an interesting way to sample the game without committing. I don't know of many other industries that let you do that, but gaming is one of them. Never seen this applied to the dating scene, RGT, but it seemingly works okay with games.
yeah, I think.
But Peter's
Sorry.
point is that they are, let's face it, super expensive to make. And once you've made the game, anything you do after that, including updates or bug fixes, erodes your profit margin.
I think so. I think for me, I've bought many a game off the back of playing a demo that I wouldn't necessarily have bought. So you do get that, but he might have been hitting on something there because they went away for a long time demos, and now they've come back. But now we have trials rather than demos where they actually you play the first three or one,
Well,
two, three or
trials have
five
been
hours
around
of a
for a
game.
while. You
Yeah,
download the whole game, and then you get like an upper level chunk where it stops you from progressing any further unless
yeah.
you press a button to
And then you
unlock the
can
rest.
carry on. So it's sort of a modern demo. So I suppose in that way you can do it without having to make a separate demo of the game.
Yeah.
Um, and people then will think if they're enjoying it, oh, I want to carry this on, bang, let's carry on
And I
playing.
think
So
that's where the modern storefronts of maybe I give them a kick in RGT, I do. I really do. But maybe the modern storefronts are probably as good as they can be in terms of customer satisfaction. I mean, you can't be Marnie.
mm,
You've played, downloaded trial,
mm.
played the living wheels out of it, bought the game. I mean, if you then go to Sony and say, I want a refund, they're like, mate,
Yeah,
hang on a minute.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was a strange one. I just think this captured 2010 well because it was on that verge where we're obviously from an era where we had demo discs and that and floppy disks on our magazines, and that's how we found out about a lot of games because you didn't have
Yeah.
the internet. But as time went on, I suppose a lot of these developers thought, well, hang on, can't we just show gameplay footage online and people see it rather than having to provide a separate demo?
Mm.
Um, but that's done a bit full circle now. You have your trials, but yeah, it is interesting and sort of looking from the other side. I mean, obviously, it didn't work out for them actually releasing this episodically, like
They
he
just
was
never did
claiming.
release three episodically. They
No,
released two, and seemingly it did well. I mean, the game got downloaded 1.6 million times.
yeah.
The
So that's
episode
probably
turned an additional 15 million. I mean,
mm,
why they didn't roll it into three after all this talk, I don't know. Maybe they ran the metrics and decided it, despite Peter's big talk, it didn't really pay off. And as I say
mm,
to you, chopping up a whole game, like who decides when you pull the hammer down on that chunk?
yeah. It is a tough
Fable's
one.
an open world, for God's sake, pretty much. It's a
Mm,
linear open world, but it is an open world. You can go forward and backward on your road as much as you want.
mm,
At what point do you backtrack to a point where they're like, oh, well, yeah, you'd need to be later in the game to, and then does it like put up a bug in the game that says, oh, well, actually, you need to download episode 6 to be able to get access to this locker? Why?
yeah, yeah.
So maybe it's just way too difficult to hack that game up like that, so they just didn't bother.
Mm,
They did it with two, but I did read that three did got propped out as a little bit of trial, but only to help people migrate saves. That was like the maximum amount of trialing they did
ah,
for a
okay.
game. Yeah, and I think that might have been for magazines. And I'll be honest with you, after all the talk of your continuing saga, You might as well have not flipping bothered, Peter. Absolute disgrace, an insult
But really, I've never played 3, but
to the progress system in 2, which was meant to be this challenging carry on into 3. I'll be honest with you, insulting.
I think if you worked at Lionhead Studios and you were watching Peter do an interview and all the stuff he was coming out with, you'd be thinking, "Oh, be
Hey, if you're
quiet,
listening
Peter."
to this and you're at Lion Studios, give me the griff on why that save transfer literally did next to nothing.
Hmm.
It's pointless. Absolutely ridiculous. It was worse than Mass Effect 2 to 3. Or 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. It was an insult. I'm done.
Rant over. Right, what we got
Oh, it's
next?
me in it. All right, yeah, I was going to sit down for a minute.
Mic drop.
Next up from gamesindustry.biz. If I can slow my screen. Oh my God, RGT, you just served me up just a
I knew you'd love
slice of
this.
bad attitude.
I knew you'd like this.
Matt Martin over at Games Industry, the formerly mentioned GameIndustry.biz, puts this story out. UK retailer puts Kinect RRP at 129.99. Shop 2 narrows release date to November 19th. UK online retailer Shop2 is listing Kinect for Xbox 360 with a recommended retail price of £129.99. We'll call it 130 bucks between friends. And release date in November the 19th. Microsoft has not officially priced the motion control technology, but US retailers have been quick to put the price at around 149.99. We'll call it 150 bucks between mates in the region. In comparison, the UK price, Sony's motion controller Move releases a bundle for £49.99, with individual move and navigation peripherals retailing for £34.99 and £24.99 respectively. The system is due in September.
Yeah, now I chucked this in here because we all know about the Kinect, and that's probably something Microsoft
Did you
wants
do
to
this to
get back.
trigger me or
Yes. Um, and also,
unbelievable?
um, and also we know what a complete disaster Kinect was, and the only use that people have for the Kinect cameras now is people use them for ghost hunting because of the technology that's seen for tracking. So you see them on a lot of ghost hunting videos. They use them, but they hack
No,
them and
to
use
be
them. But
fair, mate, the Kinect actually was used in multiple outside gaming. The Kinect is a good bit of kit, and the Kinect sensor has been used in
mm,
multiple things, from sort of medical devices to the other end of like AI human detection for devices and bits and bobs. Its implementation in the games, the 360, the home environment was a flawed mess.
yeah, it was.
I redesigned my room twice, didn't really have a small room, didn't work very well. I've recently had another go with it. Me and my son, a couple of years ago, dug one out and started having a fun time on Connected Ventures. This room layout slightly different, a little bit larger again, actually enabled it to be kind of workable. But I'll be honest with you, when this launched, I bought it excited. The whole family was excited at the time for this Kinect camera to come home. I had to buy a new shelf. I had to totally move the sofa around, had to change the whole room to accommodate me standing with the back of my calves right up against my sofa. And the Kinect maybe only just seeing me if I was wearing I don't know, a hat or whatever. I had hair at the time, so I'm only mucking around. But it was patchy as hell. Um, I had every launch game, the driving game, everything, and they're all garbage. I remember the wife at the time going out, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna." All right, I think I got Joyride as a second Christmas bundle somehow in a stocking or something. Awesome. She's going out. In this goes. I'm gonna master this. Well, after twisting and contorting in the air, I realised maybe this was the least obnoxious game next to Connected Ventures, but equally so. What a load of garbage.
Mm,
And past launch with the gimmicks, they slowly started to incorporate like head tracking into Forza. I mean, I had that, and it didn't really work that well at that point. I was kind of like, pin out, I'm done. This console's getting tombstone pile drived into the floor, and I used Kinect here as its tombstone. I actually sold it all and went and got a load of retro console tat. So in a way, Kinect was part of my journey, but not in a positive way. While I'm here and I got my teeth in, just want to say the Move £49.99 is a far less egregious entry, and the system does actually work. I know RGT's probably getting on his high horse and say how much more accurate it is than the Wii. I don't think it really matters. I think the sales numbers speak for themselves. But I will agree with you, it is super accurate. But
Mm.
really, at that point, does it really freaking matter? No.
No, this is, I mean, this is just a snapshot of time where console companies panic because a
Yeah.
competitor has done very well. You know, they're done brilliant with this Wii. We need something. We need something. They've sold, you know, millions and millions. We need to do it. Whereas Sony kept it a bit more. Oh, hang on. The PS3 is a more powerful system. We can make a better Wii, which they did, but not necessarily something that PS3 people
But
wanted.
as I
So
say, mate, with the amount of Wii's that were sold by the time they got these to the market, it wouldn't matter if that thing could laser a spot off Neil
exactly, too little,
Armstrong's
too late. Yeah,
nose on the moon.
yeah.
It wouldn't matter. It's
No,
garbage.
no. It is. Yeah, it is. I mean, I've still got a few Move games now. Do I play them now? Not very often, but I did have a lot of fun with the Move. I had some good nights and bits and pieces. But I did
Yeah,
with the Wii as well. I did with the
yeah.
Wii as well, which it was a bit of a novelty to play these on the PlayStation because you'd already done all this 4 years previous on your Wii. So it was just a bigger boy sort of Wii version, which was quite nice. But Microsoft went all in and were pretty heavy on this Connect that the two or
You
three
are the
times,
controller, RGT.
yes, apparently so. But the two or three times I've done it, I am. If anyone walked past my living room window and saw me doing what I was doing, trying to get this Connect working, they would have probably phoned the police because it wasn't a pretty sight. I'm waving around, trying to get some sort of get it to recognise me. I don't know. I think they were. We can't do the same as the Wii. Sony are doing that. We can't do the same. Let's do something really. Let's go to the next level. You don't even need a controller. Turns out you did.
You did
Turns out
because
you
half the
did.
time it didn't recognize you, so you had
No.
to get into the dashboard with the controller to get it to do the setup again with the freaking cards. Like, hello, 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 hello,
Oh.
I'm here.
And then when you did get it to half sort of decently work, you ended up sort of sitting there thinking to yourself, well, this is like a bit of a workout. I'd rather be sitting on the couch and playing Halo with my
Mate,
controller, really.
by the time you got it just about dialed in over the course of a couple of months, the leaves on your tree outside had grown by zero point 0.2 millimeters, and the Kinect needed redialing in again. Absolute dog doo doo.
I even think the PlayStation 2i worked better than the Kinect, and that was on the previous gen.
Agree.
You know,
Like I say, the tech, when it's in its most ideal moment, in the most ideal circumstances, and nailed to some of the latter sort of PC developed medical devices and sort of information gathering uses, like it's got legs. It did hallmark a success in a way though, because they sold out, and Microsoft rode that wave thinking this was the future, which is why they bundled in Kinect with the Xbox One. And let's not forget the terrible lie they told that the Xbox One wouldn't work without the Kinect because the Kinect's doing some of the heavy lifting. Do
mm,
you remember that lie? Do you remember that lie?
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because they needed to get rid of those. There was a lot of them lying about. I think
Oh,
they thought it was going to
okay.
be a bit more of a success than what it actually
So
was.
can an Xbox One run without a Kinect or no?
Mine's never had it plugged in, and it worked fine. But also, you think it was
Bunch
quite
of
expensive.
losers.
It's 129.99 2010 with inflation added. That's nearly £200 in today's money. So £200
It
for
didn't
an
feel it at the time, mate. I tell you, it felt like 150 quid.
yeah, and but still expensive for an add-on to your 360. You've probably paid
Not one that you were being marketed as a cure for AIDS.
no, no. But yeah, interesting look at this was obviously before people had played it, so there was a bit of anticipation as to
There was a
how.
lot. This was the most hyped product of that year.
Mm.
Everybody wanted it. It was absolutely
Because I
ragged.
always remember the PS Move, I remember not seeing too much about. It just sort of came out and I saw the odd
Yeah.
advert, but nothing major.
Mate,
And then,
the Kinect, like the product looked sexy, it had that little nod. The adverts are everywhere. They were decent, showed that family environment, showed the hardcore gamer, showed all the promise, showed all the things. The unboxing experience was good. The plugging it in experience was good. As soon as you went to the setup, things went in the bin very quickly.
yeah, and I think, like I say,
And
uh,
Connected Ventures is the absolute high point of the library. I've got
mm,
a soft spot for Connectables because my daughter played it and I had a bit of nostalgia, but I remember her really struggling with that game.
I think they done a Harry Potter one as well, I think, didn't they? Harry Potter Kinect game, I believe.
Yeah, I think they did. My kids got more mileage out of the one on Move with the book one that
Mm.
Mike did.
Yeah, yeah, the Wonder Book. Yeah, that is good. That with the spells one, isn't it? Book of Spells.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and the Book of Potions. There were two, maybe there was
yes,
three. Two. There's two.
two, I think. Yeah, I've got them somewhere, but yeah, I
They're
think
really good, mate.
they are good. Yeah, yeah, we had good fun playing those. Um, and finally, again from gamesindustry.biz, this one I had to put in because this blew me away. This Lego Potter knocks Red Dead off chart top spot. New entries for Naughty Bear, Demon Souls, and Transformers. This is by Matt Martin, June 2010. Warner Brothers' Lego Harry Potter Years 1 to 4 has knocked Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption off the top of the all formats charts in the UK. The top 10 has seen a shake-up this week with a handful of new titles entering the charts. 505 Games' Naughty Bear is at number 5, Sony's highly acclaimed RPG Demon Souls at 6, and Activision's Transformers War of Cybertron at 8. However, Activision and Raven's new first-person shooter, the heavily delayed Singularity, only managed to scrape the top 40 at number 38. The top 10 follows. I'll do it from 10 down to 1. At number 10, we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Hang on a minute.
Oh, hang on. We need to rewind here, don't we?
Do you want to or not?
Yeah, let's do it.
But we haven't got the drops or anything.
What do you mean the drops? Oh,
Right.
yeah. We can still do it. Let's do it anyway because that people like that
Fine.
before. So
Who's going first?
I'll go first. Coming in at 10, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Sliding in at 9, dodging the bullets, Battlefield Bad Company 2.
Oh, and crashing down. Number 8, Transformers War of Cybertron.
Moon dancing in at 7, Just Dance.
Oh, number 6, Demon Souls.
Number 5, it's not the bear from your teenage years, but it is a naughty bear.
Number 4, Back at the Net 2010 FIFA World Cup.
In at 3, it's a me, Mario, Super Mario Galaxy 2.
And at number 2, John comes galloping in with Red Dead Redemption.
That means this week's number 1, Revelio, Lego Harry Potter Years 1 to 4.
Yeah, so this interests me because, I mean, you knew Harry Potter's
Put
popular.
music to that.
Yeah, I'll put some on. You knew Harry Potter was popular and you knew Lego was popular, but to knock Red Dead off the top, you think that must have sold gangbusters, that game.
Hold up.
Hold up, man.
Put some thought into this. The reason why this is here over the other games here is because this was multi-format madness. It's multi-format madness, baby.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And the width of buyer was extreme.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, you're right. Still surprises me though. A hot property at the time was Red Dead.
Yeah, but it shouldn't surprise you when Just Dance is at number 7.
Yeah, but Just Dance has always been a seller. I mean, they're still
I
releasing
know,
those
but
to
it's the
this day.
multi-format madness that gets it there.
Oh yeah,
And the
yeah.
wide gamut of popularity again.
They're all multi-format. That's why they're all here. But I mean, it's surprising that you're right with Just Dance. Where's it most popular? The Wii, but Lego Harry Potter, I knew was a great
But
game.
above the other games, this dropped on PSP, it dropped on DS, it dropped on 360, it dropped on PS3, it dropped on Wii, and it probably dropped on a few other things that we've forgotten about as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so obviously
Red Dead dropped on PS3 and 360. Mario Galaxy dropped on Wii. 2010 FIFA World Cup dropped on probably PSP, maybe Wii. I don't know if they're bothering with it then, but 360 and PS3. Naughty Bear was 360 PS3. Demon Souls was PS3. Just Dance would have been on everything, probably including your phone, so I don't quite know how they divvy that one up. What versions of Just Dance are included there, RGT, do you think?
God, yeah, just about everything. But the one if that's the case, the one you got to say is pretty outstanding is number 3, Super Mario Galaxy 2. It's on one format. I
Uh,
know the Wii sold gangbusters, but
no, to me, that is the note takeaway. You're right, because on the one machine, a sequel to a game, I mean, it did gangbusters, mate. That's
yeah,
impressive.
yeah, to outsell all them other ones on all those different formats,
Oh,
even a
completely.
FIFA, which is on just about everything. Unbelievable. And then when we go back to the article, they even mentioned Singularity. That wasn't set up for when we done enough things, but yeah, Singularity was heavily delayed, so that didn't drop into number 38 out of the top 40.
Oof.
So it was struggling Singularity at the time. But they mentioned in there Demon Souls, but War of Cybertron, what you picked out. Obviously, Red Dead we picked out, Lego Harry Potter we picked out. So interesting time for games. But I mean, again, it's a very diverse top 10. I mean, if you were someone who played a bit of everything at the time,
Mm.
it's a good choice of games in the top 10 that was selling. I mean, Naughty
Yeah.
Bear is quite impressive because I always thought a lot of people didn't actually buy that, but I think you were right. They hyped that up as this real niche, different game, and people went all in to start with.
It was a bit adult. It was a bit edgy. The
Yeah.
advertising was very dark. I think there'd been a
Yeah.
similar film out that was similar to Naughty Bear, if I remember. There
Mm,
was a Mark Wahlberg film. I can't remember what it was called. I don't know if it came
Ted.
out before or after. Yeah. So it had similar vibes, really.
Mm,
And I think it kind of banked off that a bit. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, that's the news one and done, mate. An interesting look at 2010's charts. Interesting that most of these games were released within a month of each other, really, and
mm,
that was really the reflection in the charts. What a great slice! I mean, if you
mm.
had a shelf and you had Harry Potter, Red Dead, Super Mario Galaxy 2, FIFA, Naughty Bear, Demon Souls, I mean, Set Fire to Just Dance, but Transformers War for Cybertron, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and Modern Warfare 2, I mean, they're still, this slew is actually still a very respectable stack of games
Yeah,
next to your
without a doubt.
Gen
Yeah.
7 console, right? If you
Yeah.
walked in on someone and you were like, oh, yeah, they're a gamer. Um, got very specific tastes, not much beyond 2010, but they're definitely a gamer
Mm,
of a connoisseur, a man of quality.
yeah.
And, you know, I know we've been surprised by some of the exceptions on here that kind of War for Cybertron, Naughty Bear were a bit like, oh, crikey. But the rest of these games you get in for like less than 12 bucks, right? I think from memory. So, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, that's thrift store drivel, so's Bad Company now. I mean, you'd find Transformers in there if they weren't being savvy. Just
Mm,
Dance probably stacked from floor to ceiling, stopping the thrift store roof from caving in from the flood they never fixed. Um, Demon Souls you see kicking around for not a lot of money. It did spike a little bit. I think it's come back down. Naughty Bear at, what did we say, 15 bucks?
yeah. Yeah. About 15. Yeah.
Yeah, 2010 FIFA World Cup. Well, they'll give you that if you just ask nicely. Mario Galaxy 2, I don't remember that really ever attracting a high price. I've seen that in charity shops for 50p a pound. Red Dead Redemption 2, they sold so many of those. Again, that's holding up the roof next to FIFA. So if you want a copy, I don't think it's going to cost you a great deal. And Lego Harry Potter, I mean, they're normally using those as coasters. So,
Mario
just grab
Galaxy 2
one.
is about $20 if you want to buy that.
Wow.
20
Okay, well,
bucks.
always keep your eyes open in a thrift store because this amount of games sold means that these are everywhere.
Mm.
And Mumsy's just clearing out little Tommy's back bedroom, even though he's 45, and taking his games down the store for giving away.
Mm. Yeah. So yeah, very interesting there. Like you say, end of news. A few different stories there from Peter Molyneux having a little bit of a rant about demos and how he was going to release Fable 3 as episodically, but that didn't happen. Shame, because like I say, Peter Molyneux's normally so truthful with all the stuff he says. We had UK retailer Taylor's setting the RRP on Kinect, which was definitely a concept of the time. And then we finished off with Lego Potter knocking Red Dead off the top spot. And the charts
Unbelievable.
there, yeah, unbelievable. But it's now time for what we affectionately call Stingray's Boot, what's nestled between some counterfeit nappies and a dodgy copy for Battle for Endor is some of the new releases for July and June 2010. What are you going to pick out of this little pile? And oh no, hang on! Before we start, I forgot again. How are you seeing the Ray this week, George? Come on, stop shaking your head. Stop shaking your head. Come on, come on. How are you seeing the Ray? Come on. Spring Stop Battle. Whoa.
I tell you,
Are
I'm
you
seeing
seeing
the
the right?
Ray.
I was trying to see how long I could not do Spring Stop Rattle Whoa, and you never forget.
I'll be honest with you, RGT. It's part of the merchandise franchise rights for having Stingray
Is
on
it?
flashback. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Oh, I didn't realise I was paying right for it now.
Yes, you are.
There's a hefty bill
Um,
coming.
Look, Ray doesn't come for free, but Ray also doesn't show himself until he hears the magic words.
Ah, okay.
So now
What?
he's exited the vehicle. I'm seeing Ray as, I'll be honest with you, I'm seeing him as a Kinect.
Mm-hmm.
He's got out the car, he's got no legs, so he's kind of just sort of humping himself along by flicking his Kinect sensor up and moving his little pad-like foot. Um, the USB's trailing behind him. Here comes Ray. Here comes Wayne. Wayne's got out the car as the Xbox 360's Kinect's promise. He's about 20 foot tall. He's a massive rotating TV advert promising all the things that Kinect can do. Kinect can cure AIDS. It'll bring your family together. It will give you an AR charge you love more than your real one. It will generally make you 10 points cooler at work. Plus, it's going to add at least 1 or 2 inches to your manhood.
Mm.
Wow. Wow. Look at Wayne. He's beautiful. Look at the swoosh come in. He's showing me the sensor. And then I look at his dad. A depressing, scratched, thrown, uncared for peripheral that looks like he's been living in the bottom of a bin of bits at cash converters for the last 10 years. More.
Wow.
His
Wow.
lenses are scratched. His silver paint is chipped.
It's quite sad as well.
It's pathetic.
Oh.
How are you seeing? How are you seeing the Rays today?
The Rays have got out of the car. I'm going to start with Wayne first because he's got out dressed as a little move controller, but it's sort of homemade. So he's got a fishbowl on his head.
Ray, stop. I don't know how long Ray's been on the show, but I've just realised the ridiculousness
What?
that his family last name is Ray.
Yeah.
His name is...
Yeah. But anyway, Wayne's got out and he's dressed as a move controller. He's got a fishbowl on his head with some LED strips in to make it look as though it's glowing, but he's not really sort of looking where he's going at the moment. He's bumped into the Nissan 3 times. Um, and Stingray's got out. He's dressed as Lego. He's a Lego Harry Potter character. I think he's Hagrid, but he's made it out of cardboard, so he looks like a bit of a Minecraft character. And he's finding it hard to walk because he can't bend his legs. And he sort of painted it himself. So I think it's Hagrid he's dressed as. But yeah, I mean the Lego cardboard doesn't really do it great justice. But fair play for Spirit. But yeah, what are you gonna pull out of Wayne's boot then? Stingray's boot. Sorry, George.
Shout out to OG for the lore of Stingray.
Well, technically his name is Stingray Ray. Because if his last name's Ray, he's Stingray Ray.
I don't even know anymore. I don't know if his first name's Sting. We call him his full name every time. I don't know why it's only just occurred. Oh, I'm done.
Anyway, what you can pull out of a boot?
I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh, Crackdown 2 I fancied. And then which is a game that I think everyone should check out. And the film I was going to take was going to be Iron Man 2.
Oh, bloody hell. Straight into the film. Hang on, I haven't done my games yet.
Yeah, you didn't do Spring Stop Wow. Whoa. What film are
Yes, I
you
did.
taking? What?
Yes, I
In
did.
the end, after I kicked you. And then I laughed at the fact that after 300 and nearly 50 episodes now. I think about this conclusion before, but it came to me while I was having a slug of tea and I went. What game are you choosing, brother?
I thought you'd have gone with Persona 3 Portable. I thought that would
Nah,
have been.
that would be the obvious choice. I just feel like Crackdown 2 probably needs a bit more of a pump because it was Crackdown
Mm,
1 was good. Crackdown 2 was probably not as good, but I think it's probably something that deserves a little bit of love.
mm,
Persona 3 Portable, it is a good game. I prefer Fez, if I'm honest, but whatever. I know that
mm,
I'll let you pick.
mm.
Some bangers on here though.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go a bit obvious, but I'm probably going to go with Harvest Moon, The Tale of Two Towns. So I haven't played that one yet. So that'd be a good game for me to sit down, do some sort of farming and live sim. I'd really enjoy that.
I don't know
Um,
what format that's on, mate, if I'm honest with you.
I think it's Wii. I think it's on the Wii. I think I might actually have it on the Wii. I'm sure I have. Um, and honourable mention has to go to Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare.
If
Just
I
for
had
a
an honourable
great
man,
spin.
yeah.
But anything else that was out, there weren't a lot there. We had Hydro
Well,
Thunder
my honourable
Arcane
mention would
and
probably go to Limbo or something like that.
Limbo, which is another one. I played this on PS4, Limbo and Inside from the same studio. Great games. This studio likes to make art as games. Basically, they're the artists who, want to make that sort of that connection. And Limbo is very dark game, but very well made. Great game and Inside. But I didn't realise that was out in 2010, and
No,
then followed out again a lot later, a bit like that APB, but obviously a lot more successful. I've got the double pack, I think, on PS4. But yeah, Limbo, great show, brilliant games.
what movie
Uh,
are you getting?
what movie? I am going to
Hmm.
go with Toy Story 3.
Ooh.
That was out in June, I believe.
I don't know when Iron Man came out, but I'm relying on Ray to bring me the cam copy again.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he'll have it. He'll have it. And I mean, it's a grainy Betamax version, but he'll have it. um, Yeah, so that's what we've been hoping to play. We'll do a bit of housekeeping, as we normally do at this time in the show. So we'll do our website. Don't check that out, unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com. For anything from flashback to hidden gems to show lists to events we've done
Mm.
to challenge accepted. There's all bits and pieces in there.
It's got
Go
it all
check it
going
out.
on by the captain, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
he's done a great job with that. Great little website. We're very proud of it. So please go and check it out, and let us know. Also, our email address. I've mentioned it a few times
But
throughout the
hang on,
show.
RGT, rewind. Once again,
Yes.
hours and hours of content for them on the website. Hours and hours and hours of content on the YouTube, the podcast, written material everywhere. I mean, we've got it going on. And it's
No, we
all
have.
free of charge.
It certainly is. Yeah.
No catch.
No catch at all. So just go and check it out. It's a website made by gamers for gamers. So go and check it out. There's loads on there.
Mm.
And like I say, our email, I've mentioned it a few times on here, but it's questions at unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com. Let us know if, obviously, if you're not on a Discord or anything like that, send us a message if it's tell us a story about your 2010, what you'd have been playing in June. Let us know. Or if you want links to anything, let us know. That leads us on to our Discord as well. You can get our Discord links from various different places. Check link trees on Retro Gamer Thomas Instagram or Unofficial Controller Podcast Instagram. You can join. We've had a couple more new people join us recently, which is good. It's a great, friendly place. I was talking to a guy the other day. We're not strict with it, but we don't tend to have swearing or we don't get any, we don't like it where people get argumentative. So we take the swearing out of that, and that seems to stop all that. And we don't have any of that. We're just a friendly place where people discuss. They come and play games. It's an awesome place. We're
If it
very
makes
proud
you
of it
feel
as
better,
well.
I'm banned from it.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good thing. And
I'm not actually. If you want
it's
to
not,
message me
no.
directly on there, join and message me directly. I will find it and I will come back to you.
Yes, yeah. We frequent on there quite frequently, so you can jump on there. And there's challenge accepted. There's let's get quizzical. There's various different things you can do. Gen 7 playthroughs and stuff. But when you join, as I say to other people, if you need a bit of help, navigating your way around, just message one of us and we'll help you as you go along. Check out the Instagram as well. Check out our TikTok. That's doing really well at the moment. There's regular videos and clips and reels and bits and pieces being released
That's
on
the place to
TikTok.
go for clips. Don't
Yeah,
Mickey Mouse about. Download the app and get into the deep, deep
yeah,
UCP.
yeah.
There's no
Check it out on that.
compromise on those videos.
No,
None.
none at all. But also check out our YouTube. Flashback is released as an audio on there, but the Unofficial Controller podcast is released as video as well, and they seem to be doing quite well. Don't forget, subscribe, comment down below. If you're watching this or listening to this on YouTube now, comment down below. Let us know about your 2010. Were you
Get
360?
in
Were you
there.
PS3? Were you, what were you playing? What, out of these games, what did you play? What would you're still hoping to play? Just let us
If
know.
you're listening to Flashback, you're a high caliber, real sort of
Mm,
man of class, lady
yeah.
of class, quality, sense. You've got a
Yes.
curated collection. You're a real classic classy person. We need you in the comments just to drag the level up a little bit. Yeah,
Yes.
you're the one. You've responded to this voice. Not, that's a bit of me.
And the YouTube comments is a good place to kickstart other things. We've had people comment on there and then end up joining the Discord, and they've been getting on well in there. And we've got people from Australia and America and all over the world in Discord. So yeah, come and jump in and have. That's a great time on there. There's so much to do, and it's great, friendly, little area that you can all chat. People have made good friends. They meet up now, and something we're very proud of. So yeah, come and say hi, and don't forget subscribe. Blah blah blah. All the rest of it. I think we're done. Anything else you want to add to that, George?
No, mate, I'm always scared of overselling the Discord.
Oh, I've killed it. I've absolutely annihilated everything we've ever done.
You haven't. I just feel like the more we say cool, it's cool, they're just like, nah, it can't be.
Yeah, probably true. Yeah, so I think we're done. So, thanks for downloading. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching on YouTube or listening on YouTube as is the audio version. So
subscribing and following, doing all that good stuff.
Yeah, thanks for all that.
That makes us feel so good. So if
it
you
does.
want to, we don't charge for this. If you just want to help us, just like and subscribe, baby. That's all we ask.
Yeah, and if your friends who are gamers, let them know about it. And tell them to come and join the family. It's a great little section we've got. So
they work for us now, RGT. The listeners, the viewers, they work for us now.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So thanks, George, again, as I always say every week. But absolute privilege to have you on every week. As
everyone that's listened, to us, very honest pleasure. Hopefully, we'll see him again next week, RGT.
Definitely. So it just leaves me to say. Flashback, the games you loved, the stories you forgot. I'll see you later, everyone, and I'll see you next week, George.
See you, everyone. See you, RGT.